Hey guys, welcome to my first kind of a Stitch With Me video. I am hoping that you guys have a good view and no shadow or anything. It doesn't look like there's a shadow, but I am working on my Beauty and the Beast by Soda Stitch tonight, and I thought it would be fun to chat with you guys while I worked on the Beast's jacket and whatnot, and just kind of chat. I don't know, I'm going to do my update video tomorrow, but, you know, why not chat with you guys? It's Saturday, what's today? February let me look on my phone. I don't know what day it is. The 24th, I think. Ugh. If I could get my phone to open. Using my left hand to try to do it, so that's probably why I'm struggling. Yep, it's Saturday the 24th, and I have had such a busy day. Okay, I have had such a busy day. It has been absolutely nuts, just running around. I mailed my sister her birthday cross stitch that you guys have seen. I got that in the mail. Got her a card, and I'm excited because I am becoming pen pals with someone on here, and I'm going to talk about that in my video tomorrow, so I'm not going to spoil who it is, but I'm really excited. So I got some stationery. I went to Target, got my sister a card, got some stationery, and yeah, and then just I had to work on a project for my day job. One of my friends is helping me with that, and because he is really good at Excel, and I'm okay at it. It's not, you know, it's not my forte, but I try and I learn, and, you know, it is what it is. But, wait, so I need to do one more. Wait, is that right? I'm trying to count, and here we go. Yeah, now I gotta do 2 stitches. So he came to lunch. We tried out a new sushi place that just opened over here in my area of the world, and it was really good. They were doing this soft opening, so all the sushi was 25% off. And we sat there for a while and worked on this project, and I'm so grateful for his help. I had to build like a calculator thing because we've gotten so busy that they're hiring someone else for my team, and she is going to be actually helping me specifically get some of the workload off my desk because it's grown so much, and it's just gotten to be a little too much for one person. So they hired her, and she starts in a couple weeks. Well, the issue with that is that I have been the only person working on that account, and I priced it all myself, and so I never had like a database for all the quotes that I did and all the pricing that I did. I'm about to lose my my thread here. So I needed to get like a rate matrix built, and I wanted it to be kind of like a calculator so that she could just enter in what she needed to do, and then all my rates that I got approved would pop up. So my friend is helping me do that. And the dogs are coming in here. Hold on one second, guys. My dad's walking over here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So anyways, he was helping me to do that, and we got it done. He's a genius when it comes to that kind of stuff, and he was able to do all these formulas and get it to work. And so I just have to go in and enter in all of the rates that I was speaking of. We only did a couple of them just to make sure everything was working. So now I have to go in and enter all the data in, which will be fine. I just have to work on it this coming week because she doesn't start until next week. And my boss doesn't know that I'm working on that, so I'm gonna have to meet with her and tell her that I did that, so she knows that it's taken care of. So yeah, so we went to lunch, and I ran some errands, got my sister's present shipped, and then I came back to the house and worked on my Etsy shop for a little while because I had a big sale last weekend, and I have like 19 orders I've got to get done. So I worked on those for a little while. I've got more work to do, but I needed to take a quick break. So I came in here and was sewing. Oh, come on. Was sewing my Beauty and the Beast. And hold on, I'm going to close my door because my dad is now watching television. 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. My dad is hard of hearing, and so when he decides he wants to turn on the television out in the main area of the house, it is all the way, I'm in the back of the house, and it's all the way, you can hear it all the way back here, and it's really loud. So anywho, let's see, I finished that sleeve. So now I need to go up here and do this part. Yeah, so I worked on my Etsy shop. I wrote my pen pal letter, got that ready to send out on Monday. I'm really excited about it. If anybody else wants to become pen pals, just let me know down below, because I'm all about that life, and I got enough stationery to where I feel like I kind of need a couple more pen pals now, because it was all really cute stationery at Target. So I bought it all. I'm really excited. I haven't worked on this project as much this week as I was intending to, because I started my PC Fresh Eggs Farm Sal, the Fresh Eggs Farm Chalk on the Farm thing. And I don't know what it is about that project, but like I really like working on it. And so I intended to just start it and like work on it for a night. But that turned into like a couple of nights and a little bit today. So I finally just like, I took the hoop off of it and put it back on this project, because I was like, I have to work on this. Which I love this project, don't get me wrong. I love all the colors, and I love the way that the back stitching like makes everything come to life. So, I mean, I really like it a lot. I just was caught up in wanting to make more progress on that. I really want to get to the truck on Fresh Eggs Farm, and I was like working, so y'all are going to see the back of my work because I need to end this thread. But anyway, I wanted to get to the truck really bad, but I did not make it that far. Oh shoot, come on. There we go. What are you doing? Y'all are like looking at my fabric. Hold on. I can't get the little tail. The little tail is stuck. There it goes. Okay. It was like in there for a second. So I use little nail trimmers to trim my like ends of my threads. Don't mind me, guys. I don't have scissors, like little scissors. I have like huge, ginormous scissors. Okay, so I need another piece of my thread, which I moved everything to film, and I'm not sure exactly where I just stuck that. Oh, here it is. It'd be good if you were like not staring at my sheets and you were staring at my work. That'd be a good plan, Tiffany. So anyway, I wanted to get to the truck, and I didn't get to the truck on Fresh Eggs Farm, but really enjoying that. It is interesting to like stitch with white thread on dark fabric. I'm not a fan of that, like in the sense of like how my stitches look, but what I find that it's doing is it's actually teaching me to become a neater stitcher, because I'm like really OCD about those stitches because they just stand out so much, and I don't want them to look bad, and so I don't know, I'm like putting more effort into them, I guess. But yeah, anyways, what else can we talk about? My son is with his dad this weekend, and he's been sick, so this week was a little bit hectic just with, he was on medicine and had to take his antibiotics every day, and he got an ear infection last week that we had to go to the urgent care for because I picked him up from school. I guess I can tell you guys this. I got so frustrated with his school because he he had been sick, and I had taken him to the doctor like the Friday before this all happened. And the doctor said he had a viral infection, and, you know, that we couldn't really do anything, that he had to just work through it himself. And he didn't test positive for the flu, and he didn't test positive for strep. So I just kind of, you know, figured what they said was true, that he was just going to have to work on it and that it would kind of clear itself up. And they didn't prescribe anything or anything like that. So, you know, he had a cough and just wasn't himself, lethargic and whatnot. So, anyway, he kept going to school because he wasn't running a fever, and they said he couldn't take any medicine. So he was still going to school. And that next week, I went to pick him up. I think it was like Tuesday, like that Tuesday, I think. And I got to the school, and I get off work at 5, and I work about, my nose is itching. I work about 40 minutes away, like with traffic. It takes me about 40 to 50 minutes to get from my work to his daycare. And so I leave work at 5 on the nights that I have him, and I go straight to his daycare. I usually get there about 5:45. And that was, you know, what happened this night. And I get there, and he's screaming, crying. And I'm like, what is wrong, you know? Like, I get there, and he's just, like, so upset. And so I walk in, and, like, all that's happening, and he's crying, and I go get him, and he, like, runs to me, and he's, like, really upset. And he's like, Mommy, my ear hurts. Owie, my ear hurts. And I asked the lady, I said, what's going on? Did he, like, fall? Did someone hit him? Like, what's happening? She goes, no, he's just been crying for the past 2 hours, saying that his ear hurt. And I was like, 2 hours? And she was like, yeah, but he wasn't running a fever, so we didn't call you. But, you know, he just hasn't stopped crying. And I was like, well, you should have called me if he's been sick and you know he's been coughing and he's, like, complaining about his ear hurting for 2 hours. Like, you call me. So I was really frustrated that they didn't call me. And so I took him to urgent care that night because he cried the entire way home, which takes us about almost an hour to get home. And he cried the entire way. And so I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, man, I got to take him to the emergency clinic because he doesn't act like this. Like, something must really be wrong, you know, for him to be this upset. And I took him, and, you know, lo and behold, he had a freaking inner ear infection in his left ear and had to get antibiotics. And, you know, that was like my whole night when that happened. But he's doing better now, and, you know, he still has a cough a little bit, but the antibiotics helped. He hasn't complained about his ear, so that's good. And he seems to be getting better. So that happened, I guess, before I filmed my last update video, so I probably already told you guys a little bit about that. But, I hope you guys can still see what I'm doing here. Sorry. But yeah, work has been absolutely insane. Like I said, we're hiring someone else because it's been so busy. And, you know, I've just been coming home and stitching because it's, like, the only way to turn my brain off. What I do, I work in global logistics. I think I told you guys that in my, like, know your needle worker tag. But it's like, I love what I do because it's a challenge, and no day is the same, and every day is a new challenge or a new thing you have to figure out. And I love that about it because it's not monotonous, and I'm just not one of those people who can do a monotonous job. Some people can, and they like it, and I would be so bored if it was the same thing every day and I knew what to expect every day, and, like, I would just be bored. So this suits me. But it's also really mentally exhausting to constantly be solving a puzzle and constantly having to figure out what to do when and what's more important. And especially when it's, like, super duper busy, then that's really difficult, and it's just hard on your mind. Like, I just leave, and I'm just, like, freaking worn out every single day. I'm worn out. And so I come home, and cross-stitching is, like, the one thing that will help me just shut my brain off from, like, the stress of the day and allow me to just relax a little bit. So I try to cross stitch every night, and you know, the nights when I have my son is a little bit more difficult, but I'll usually cross stitch when he's falling asleep. That's kind of my time to wind down. I have to bathe him and feed him and, you know, all those motherly things. So, and I don't get him home until 6:30 at night. And so it doesn't leave us much time to hang out. So I usually try to hang out with him and obviously make sure all of his stuff is taken care of. And then I will stitch before bed, usually, just to wind down and relax. And it's kind of what I do to get ready for bed. It relaxes my mind and turns off my brain from all of the things I've done all day. So yeah, but I've just really enjoyed getting to know you guys. I've been watching a ton of FlossTube. I have just been on like a huge kick of watching everybody's FlossTube and getting caught up on everyone and whatnot. It's been so much fun. And then I joined a Facebook group for the chalkboard series, and I've been interacting on there a little bit. That was new. Dawn from Frosty X Stitches, I think is her name. She commented on one of my videos and told me I should come join, so I did that. And I've just really enjoyed sharing my progress. You guys it's like y'all are holding me accountable, and y'all don't even know y'all are holding me accountable. But y'all are, and so it's just fun to share this with you guys, and I hope that all of you guys are having a good week or a good weekend. It's Saturday, so hopefully y'all are having a relaxing weekend. The weather's been kind of nasty here, and with what I do, that hasn't been helping out any of my customers because the Port of Houston has been closed like every single morning because of fog. Luckily it's warmed up a little bit, but we had this like random cold front, and there's supposed to be another cold front coming in this weekend, and I'm just like so over it. Like, I live in Texas, so I'm sure that some of you people up north are like, seriously, shut your mouth. Like, it is not cold where you're at, because it's really not in the grand scheme of things. But it feels like it's just the back and forth that bothers me. I'm okay if it's cold, and I'm okay if it's hot. Neither of them, like, by themselves bother me much, but it's like when it's hot one day, cold the next day, and then hot the next day, and that's just been happening a lot lately, and it's just frustrating because you can't like plan for anything, and plus like it's been really rainy, and you guys, I'm sure you guys know the Houston Rodeo is like a big deal. If you don't know, it is a big deal. It's a huge production, and a lot of big like top name artists from like the country music industry come to perform, and the cook-off was this weekend, or it is going on this weekend, and I'm not going, so it's not like a huge deal to me, but like I have friends that are there and friends that are playing, like that are in small bands that are playing in tents and stuff, and they said it's just so muddy and so nasty because they do a lot of the cook-off stuff like in a parking lot, and you have to like park in the kind of the grassy areas and stuff, and they said it's just muddy and wet and gross. So I mean, I'm glad I'm not dealing with that, but anyway, do you guys ever have this problem where you like all of a sudden notice you got like a random loop in your project? I usually can feel like if there's a knot, but like sometimes I just get like a random loop, and sorry, I'm gonna move this back a little bit because I feel like that way you have a better view. Sorry that I got so far into this and didn't notice that, but I need another piece of thread. A few more stitches in this color. I might actually go down and do the floor. I'll show you guys the part of the pattern I'm working on. So I'm working on his coat right now, and the floor uses the same color, like in the tiles. So I think I might, since I'm going to put a whole new thread on there, I think I might kind of go down and work a little bit on the floor. Because I'm not going to need this whole thread for the last few stitches that I need to do in this color. I started, sorry guys. I started a new way of starting my threads because when my mom taught me how to cross stitch when I was 12, or however old I was when she taught me, I'm not sure how old I was, but she taught me to knot my thread, and she taught me how to do it in an efficient way. But I would like start my thread, like I would put the 2 threads through here and then I'd knot the end. And then when I would go to end it, I would knot it. So you can tell like on the back of my fabric, there's all these like knots. I don't know if you can see them, but there's like knots. And what I noticed when I was doing my sister's, like framing it and stuff, was that it wasn't laying like as flat as I'd like it to. And I think, and that was even on Aida, so this is on linen, and I think it would be even more noticeable on linen than it would be on Aida, because Aida is such a like a stiff fabric. So I started like kind of paying a little bit more attention to how you guys start your projects, and then I watched a YouTube tutorial, I can't even remember who put it out, but a YouTube tutorial on how to loop start your thread, and I've been doing that, and it is just, it's so much neater. Like I'll show you. So that's my Beauty and the Beast back. Like, so that's the one that I've been doing the knots on so far. I'm sorry, this is like so out of frame and crazy. But I have, I've only done a loop start on my Fresh Eggs farm. So I'll get that out and show you guys. But you can see the back of this one is much neater and just all the same kind of, there's no knots or anything, and so it lays really flat. And by the way, I got a new needle minder today, and I showed it on Instagram, but like how cute is that little guy? Anyway, I digress. I'm getting distracted. But so yeah, I really liked the loop start method. It's much neater, and I feel like it's gonna be just better for my projects. So I've started that, which I know all of you probably already know how to do, but I'm new to this world, guys. I'm new. New. Get that out of the way. So where am I here? Oh, I gotta open my pattern back up. Okay. Where? Okay. Here. I don't remember what I was talking about though, now that I got sidetracked by how I'm starting my project, because whatever. So I don't know what I was talking about. Sorry about that. But probably something boring anyway. Life is not that interesting, I promise you guys. I really don't. Oh, I think I was talking about the rodeo. But I really don't do too much. And like, I could have gone to the cook-off this weekend, but honestly, I had so much to do, and I still have so much to do. I'm procrastinating right now by sitting here stitching. But I needed a break. I have a lot of orders to fill. I need to do my taxes, which I have everything together for, but it's just a matter of like filling out the packet that my tax guy sent me. And this last year, I guess I could go into a little bit of like my life story, I guess, if you guys are interested. This last year was like crazy year. It was I had basically, the reason I even thought of this is because I have three different W-2s. I was working for a company for 4 years. And just in February, I just had enough. It was not, oh, that's not what I need to do. I need to go here. I had enough, and so in February, I quit that job and didn't have another job lined up. Like, I just hit my breaking point, and it was like at the point where I was like, I will do whatever I have to do. I will wait tables. I will do anything besides work here because this company is terrible. And it had a lot to do with my direct leader, like my boss. She was just a horror to work for, just terrible to work for. And I was overworked and underpaid and treated terribly all day, and so I just left. Like, I quit after 4 years. I was like, nope, my happiness is worth something, and I'm not gonna do this anymore. So I left, and I had been recruited by some different people, and ended up following one of those leads and ended up working at this other company, and I started there in March. And everything was going really well until it wasn't. And basically, the regional VP, he was a Brazilian guy, and he did not like me for whatever reason. My actual manager lived in LA. We get along great. We still are friends. And everything was going really well. Like, he was giving me positive feedback. Everything was great. And about 6 months in, this regional VP guy got reprimanded for his expenses because he wasn't bringing in enough money. And I was still pretty new, 6 months, and I was in sales, and I had sold a good number of accounts, and I was making money and building up everything. And he had to cut someone because I have to count, so I'm gonna have to pause my story for a second. But he was in a bind because he had to get rid of somebody, and he was trying to look for people to get rid of. He didn't really like me, and he Googled my name and found my Etsy shop. And I was allowed to have an Etsy shop. My boss in LA had known about the Etsy shop since I started, and this guy just decided to get rid of me because I was running another business. And so in Texas, it's a right to work state, and you can do that. You can fire someone for any reason that you decide you want to fire them for. So they fired me, and that was like devastating because I'm a really hard worker, and I've never been in that position before. And so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then I was unemployed for 2 months. Hold on one second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stitch on 8. Yep. So anyways, I was unemployed for 2 months. I was just doing the Etsy shop, and it was a really, really stressful time. And then the old customer I used to work on at my first forwarding job, they recommended me to another company, which is the company I'm at now. And I'm so, so grateful that they did, because I really think that it was just like meant to be that I was supposed to come to this company, and everything's been really great since I started. I started there in October. But needless to say, my taxes are going to be a little bit more hectic than they normally are, because I have to freaking put all of these different companies' information and give all these different W-2s, and I'm not looking forward to it. Plus, my shop taxes for the Etsy shop make it more complicated and all that. So I'm supposed to be doing that right now, and I'm just not feeling it. Don't feel like adulting, feel like relaxing. So it's always a tough balance, isn't it? I think I'm going to finish up this last square over here, and I think I'm going to call it a night for the video, because this is already getting pretty long. But I hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit. If this is something that you like, then definitely like the video to let me know to do another one. I watch you guys' Stitch With Me's, and I love getting to know you guys and just hang out and stitch with you guys. So I thought I would try it and just kind of see if it was something that was a hit or not. And if it's not, then I won't bore you guys anymore, because I know that I'm really not that interesting. But if you do like it, then let me know. I wouldn't mind jumping on here once a week and stitching with y'all and hanging out and telling you what's going on. Probably won't be that interesting each week, because I really don't have that eventful of a life. It's pretty standard practice. Go to work, come home, go to sleep, get up, go back to work. It's pretty much what I do. But sometimes interesting things happen, I guess. I don't know. But just let me know, and yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish up this block, and then I guess I'm going to get back to all of the things I need to do. I have to go do the dishes and have to do my taxes, have to finish some orders. It's going to be one of those nights, but I'm glad to have made a little bit of progress on this project is what I was trying to say. And maybe I'll get a little bit more done tonight. Y'all will see in my updates that I film tomorrow. If I am able to get a little bit more done, y'all will see that. So anyways, okay, well, I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.